Right then, today guys, girls, I asked the question yesterday, do people want to know more about this kind of stuff? As in this kind of stuff, setting up transformers, not necessarily high voltage, how to you know, so I'm going to go through, you can pause it there if you want, and see what I'm going to cover. Now I'm going to cover all of these things in separate videos. I will do sort of a series. It might take me a little while. I'm not promising I'm going to churn them all out as quick as possible, you know, that's not the plan. So there's the list of what I'm going to do. I'm going to run through it with you a little bit on each today, and then I will start the series. So I hope this will help and make safe. Sorry about this. Got to move the camera so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Right, so let's start off with, we've got a lot of stuff on the bench and we've got a lot to cover, and this is all going to be covered over these videos. Right, so we're going to start down here. Right, so the first thing on my first thing on my list is safety basics. So tools, wire ratings, colours, earths, and sockets and stuff like that. Tools, okay? Going to give you a simple explanation, and then obviously the actual video will be more in depth. Okay. Now everybody knows what an Allen key is, okay? Now if you need an Allen key, it's no good using a screwdriver, okay? If you need a torque, they're actually scary torques, it's no good using an Allen key or, you know, a spanner, okay? That seems pretty simple and basic, but that's sort of something I'd like to go over. Just things like using, I've seen a lot of people with MOT stacks, or just single MOT setup, and they've got wires twisted around the terminals. These things guys don't cost much, okay? And these things, you know, this is a half decent pair. These only cost sort of like, I think they were like £15–20 for a ratcheting pair, and that's purely because I haven't got the strength in my hands to use a cheap pair. But a cheap pair will do the job, but use terminal blocks, okay? So that's one of the things. Right, colours, wiring colours. Obviously guys, you want to be using the right colour cable. So you've probably all seen these cables before. This is a 32 amp rated socket, okay? So if you want to be using 32 amps, this is what you use. And blue is 240 volts. So I don't want to see any of you guys, okay, using yellow 110 rated cable running at 240 volts. Same goes for the sockets, okay? This is the kind of thing I'm going to be covering in the videos. Also, something that Steve Lane is always on at me about, because I made a balancing choke using earth wire. I don't want to see you guys using earth wire as live wires. Someone could come along and think, oh, it's only an earth wire, I'll cut that, you know. This was my tools part, but I've gone through that. Having the correct stuff, you know, these are VDE rated, you know, up to 1000 volts. They're tested up to something stupid. You don't have to spend £60–100 on these type. I only had these because they were bought for me for Christmas. You know, you can get cheaper ones, you can buy them individually. You don't need a whole set, but having a decent screwdriver, as you may remember, Andy Photon saw me with a dodgy screwdriver and actually sent me a decent screwdriver. You know, just little things like that is there. Okay, so we've got safety, and the next thing is going to be transformer setup. Now I'm going to use, yep, you guessed it, MOTs. Now I'm going to explain again what I'm going to be doing, why I'm doing it. I quite often see people with one MOT like this, with an earth to it, very nice, good to have an earth, okay, and the other one, not earthed, sitting on a piece of wood, a piece of plastic, okay, and the chassis here, or core, whatever you want to call it, is completely live. So I want to cover how you can set these up so that they're centre tapped. And there's more than one reason for that. I will go more into depth, and that is about the insulation of the actual winding on the transformer closer to the core isn't as strong as the insulation on the outside, okay, which is why when you join two MOTs or two transformers, it needs to be done properly and safely. So that's something else I'm going to be covering. I'm also going to cover on how to wire them up in series and in parallel, so obviously more volts, more amps, whichever one you need. I'm also going to do that for potential transformers as well. Potential transformers are a big transformer, so it's a nice way to actually be able to show you guys how to do it. Next thing is going to be, just have it on my list, I'm going to have do's and don'ts. So I've sort of covered that with, don't stand it on here, but I'm going to cover that in the videos. Right, the next thing is going to be phasing. So I should have kept the transformers here. Having transformers in or out of phase for more volts, less volts, more current, less current, and how to actually do that. Okay, so that was sort of what I was talking about last time, but it was on my list and I missed it off. So next thing, ballasting. Okay, we've got inductive ballasting. That is a magnetic ballast. Okay, we have also got electronic ballasts that I don't have any of. I am aware on how they work. I don't really have too much of an understanding on how an electronic ballast actually works. So I'm not going to teach you anything, guys. If I don't know, I'm not going to say, I do. I'm not going to pretend to know stuff I don't know. That's stupid. Could end up getting someone hurt. It's just the same as using the wrong colour wire could end up getting someone hurt, it could be the same for that. So I don't know anything about it, I'm not going to teach you about it, but yeah, we've got magnetic inductive ballasts, pros and cons. Okay, I'm going to give you that, how these can put your power factor out, something else that's going to be looked at. So I'm also going to show how to modify an MOT to use as a ballast. Not perfect for if you're doing things like potential transformers, okay. Right, and then next is resistive type ballasting. Now that can be in the form of heating elements out of grills. Obviously you wouldn't just want to have that laying on a piece of wood or something. I generally work on safety glass, just so you know. But you could use halogens. You can use strip halogens. You can use ones in an old style case. That's a resistive ballast. A normal light bulb, that's 150 watt light bulb, that is, but and how you can get different amounts of ballast from different size light bulbs. I know some of you guys know all about this and whatever. I'm going to show you how to do it, and how to do it hopefully properly. Then we have got capacitive ballasting. Now I don't have a capacitor up here. They're out in my shed. It's too cold today. I'm not going out to get one. That's going to be a little while off before I do that video. So you've got your inductive, resistive, and you will be capacitive. I also want to do some on power factor correction and the reasons why, but I'm going to ask Ian, and you'll know who you are, if it's okay if I can send them to your video, because your video is absolutely perfect, great for that. And then last but not least, monitoring voltage and current, AC, DC, and how to do it with different types of transducers. So